Good evening, everyone. This is Shawna. We're here with another podcast of Visually Speaking. And here I have with me.
Hey everybody, I'm Kyle.
And
Mattie J.
And guys, we just finished watching Bad Boys Ride or Die. So we're going to actually do a review here today. So I'm going to actually let you start off.
Well, I thought the movie was fun. That movie was quite enjoyable for me. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Maddie?
Same. It wasn't what I expected actually, but because it was like number 3.
Yeah.
And Martin's getting old, so is Will Smith. So I'm like, okay, they're probably not going to be their best, but Martin played his role. Like he wasn't an old guy trying to pretend to be young in the movie. They accepted the fact that they're in the old age even in the movie. Mm-hmm. And so like him not being as equipped and as fast as he was in the movies before, like it's like in the movie he accepted that and he just played it. So you still like live the movie with him rather than feeling like, okay, he's trying too hard.
I agree.
Like Tom Cruise. But you know what, Tom Cruise never mind, we're not gonna talk about Tom.
We're not gonna talk about
it.
Let's say about Tom Cruise.
I think it's really cool because it allows the actors to blend a little bit of realism with the fiction, the fictional storytelling, and that's cool for us because that allows us to like kind of play off of that as well. I think Will and Martin they play off so well from a comedic standpoint. The energy is always there, the chemistry is there. Like when you see them two together on screen, like it's kind of gonna be hard to not have a good time.
Absolutely, yeah.
And then you have the premise of Bad Boys where it's two cops doing something goofy that turns serious, but they still find ways to be goofy while doing these missions. Like, come on, like how do you got it?
Agreed. And it was kind of really good to see them back on the big screen again together.
It was.
Definitely.
A lot of debuts too. Like so many cameos.
Yes. Yeah. So that was actually pretty cool to see that. I honestly felt like when I saw DJ Khaled on there.
Yeah.
that was hilarious. Yeah.
He came and he went. I was like, that's perfect. It's kind of messed up how he left.
I mean, poor thing.
That was kind of messed up. I was like, hey, seeing Jordan Lucas was pretty cool for me, knowing how much he looks up to Will.
Yeah.
As an inspiration and mentor figure, and just someone also in the creative field like we are. Just hearing about his story with Willie, seeing him being able to share that type of environment with us, it's pretty good from a fan's perspective to see that.
Definitely agree. Definitely. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say, I will say who's the name of the person who played his son?
The one who plays Armando?
Yeah.
I don't know his name.
Okay, so I just didn't really feel the connection between the son and the father. I just feel like they should have had like a real moment together. Maybe, I don't know. Something was missing. And I understand that in the previous movie, or in the previous time, the mom went to jail and had him in jail, and then he didn't have a relationship with him, and blase. But I've seen other movies where like it was an absent father, and even when the father's not a good father, you can still see their chemistry. Like it might be a son that doesn't even approve of what his father's doing, but you can still see the chemistry of them being father and son and stuff. But in this movie, I didn't see it at all. Like even down to like the end, it's like y'all, like come on now, he could have came to the cookout. Like why couldn't he? Y'all could have finessed
That
it.
boy's not coming to the cookout.
But I'm just saying, it's a movie. Like they always finesse movies. They make criminals the good guys in movies. They somehow know how to critique it. Like maybe the FBI hired him.
I can tell you for a fact that boy's not going to
he was a criminal. He was a criminal.
Still the one, a criminal.
Like he was a criminal.
And he probably don't even want to be there.
Y'all are talking about real life. This is a movie.
We're talking about the movie.
But I'm saying y'all are saying he's a criminal. Like they don't make criminals good guys in movies. Like they make.
Yeah, but he's still a wanted fugitive. Yeah. Basically on site, he's gone.
No, but I'm saying it's a movie, and in movies they make criminals even wanted fugitives. They know how to wipe out they know how to somehow wipe out their history and stuff like that and make them the good guy.
If that was properly established, maybe.
And in the movie, he turned out he was a great fighter. He had the best. He looked like a cop. He looked like a cop at the end of the movie. So in my mind, I'm expecting, okay, they're going to forgive him. They're going to wipe his slate clean. And then he's going to be some type of top-notch black op or something like that. But no, you just gave him a ticket or a phone and told him to go south in a boat. And then he rode off slowly like the cops weren't in helicopters flying around. Like in my mind, I was expecting him to get shot.
I also thought he was also getting shot.
I mean, I was a little afraid about that because he wasn't in the water by himself.
The sound design was there. The way that he had them transition onto the boat, I literally thought we was gonna get a shot of over the shoulder shot of Mike looking at the sun, and then all you're gonna see is the bomb.
And say no.
I thought that too, but I believe.
But look, I was sitting next to Kyle. Wasn't I calling the stuff out before it happened?
Yeah, you were.
I said the tall guy the way the camera. I wasn't even going based off of necessarily like the movie, like the way I wasn't going based on the what's the word, like the script. Like the way they did the script and what he was saying, I was going based off the camera angles. Like the way the camera angles was angling at his face, they always angle it like that when the person is about to get killed. The person is usually talking too much, like they're doing too much talking for you to catch everything that's going on, and then the camera is like super close to their face at a certain type of angle. And I was just like, he's about to get shot. His head is going to explode. Something's about to happen to his head. That's why the camera is like so focused. And what happened? He got shot right in the middle of the head.
That raises a good question.
I was gonna say, yeah.
That raises a good question. Can a movie be predictable yet still be good?
Yeah, it was good, but it kind of what tears me up is it's almost like it kind of kills the suspense a little bit. It becomes a thriller for me because I don't want it to happen, but I know it's gonna happen. I'm like, oh, I like him.
That's called good storytelling. It's called good storytelling. So it did its job. Good job.
Yeah.
Good job, bad boy.
So speaking of camera angles, so how do you think the overall filming was? Like the can't think of the word I'm looking for, but how they filmed it. How do you feel about that?
Well,
how they shoot the scenes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I don't know if it was we're talking about how they shot the screens. We're not talking about the quality of the TV because that could have just been the movie theater because that was not the best quality TV quality that you know what I'm saying, for it to be such a new movie. But I'm saying them getting I didn't notice them getting super close on the mouth of seeing detail of Martin's tongue when he was catching the jelly beans. And I knew when he ate the black jelly bean that something funny was about to happen because I'm like, that's a black jelly bean. In my mind, I'm like, ew, a black jelly bean? And they literally did. I'm gonna say on that part they did what they were supposed to do because it was just we know what the crowd is thinking. The black jelly bean is nasty, and we're gonna have Martin, go ahead and the thoughts that y'all thinking. Yes, the black jelly bean is disgusting. Spit it out. I like that, and then he drank the alcohol and he turned up. I knew when he drank the alcohol, but it was so funny how they detailed it, and he wasn't actually drinking the alcohol. It was just splashing on his tongue. That was the only thing I was just
tasting it.
It was the fantasy of him actually being able to do that because he wasn't supposed to have that stuff.
Yeah, and I did also like what they did. I like what they did at the end where he had a vision. He had a vision earlier in the movie, and the vision wasn't necessarily that the guy got killed. And the reason why I liked it, it resonated with me, is only because Sometimes I'll have dreams, and the dreams, sometimes I just have dreams and they just, they're just dreams. But then sometimes I'll have dreams and the dreams don't actually act out what is going to happen, but it will be like a resemblance. Like it'll be something like a lion eating somebody's head off, but the lion might represent something that they're struggling with, and it's getting to them really badly, and it's about to kill them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then but basically in the movie where the guy was like standing by the tree, and it was dark all around and stuff. Like when I saw his vision, I was thinking death. Like the guy who's standing by the tree is gonna die. But when he was just like, I've been here before, and then as you know, when the bird flew away, then that's when the whole scene happened where Will Smith killed the what is the bad guy's name?
James.
His name's James. Okay.
Yeah, but James pulled a gun on Martin. That's when that was a really cool ploy when the bird flew in the dream, because we didn't know why the bird flew. We just saw the bird fly.
Yeah.
And then we see the actual bird fly because, James pulled a gun out and he pointed at Martin, and the bird's like, let me get out of Dodge because I got nothing to do with me. So I was like, okay, that was
out the way.
Cool. That was
cool. And then I liked how Will Smith went back and used somebody over here can't die. In my mind, I'm thinking he's gonna say, so shoot Martin, but it did blow me. Like it took me for a loop when he shot Martin himself. I was like, oh man, that's smart thinking. But I'm like, obviously he's wearing a vest, so yes, he's gonna be.
And that I predicted that too.
Sorry,
I knew that was going to happen. Spoiler
warning: if you haven't seen it, go see it. Then come back to this.
Ooh.
But yeah, we've been getting deep into it, so this is. You passed your spoiler chance, but I'm just letting you know now. Go see that movie.
Hey.
Don't watch this if you haven't seen it. I told you.
But
that part.
back to your question about the camera angles and the shooting style.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoyed it because it seems like the way, like the scenes that they selected to put into the film, I feel like it really highlighted the timing and the purpose of what they want to highlight really well. Mm-hmm. Especially like going back to Martin with the jelly bean and then with the alcohol. Like it's a comedic timing thing. Like especially when you're in a high intense situation, you gotta keep the people engaged, but also give them like a chance to reel back in and let something digest before you go back into it. Mm-hmm. So giving them that chance for Martin to have a funny moment with the jelly bean, not liking the jelly bean, and then having that nice little slow-mo shot with the alcohol and it just rolling off of the tongue. I thought that was fantastic. One of my other favorite ones was when we saw the clip of Will Smith doing with the gimbal attached to him, and he was moving around with the gun, and then it constantly switches off. Yeah. When I saw that, like off my phone, I was like, okay, that got me really curious because I want to know how they're gonna execute that. And then when we finally see it in the movie, I was like, okay, I like this. It gave me Black Ops vibes. It gave me Criminal Minds type vibes. I was like, yo, this is whoever was in charge of how something was supposed to be shot. Kudos to you.
Oh yeah,
like you need a raise.
Yes, and the jail scene when they were about to jump him.
Yes.
That was my favorite scene. I was like, get him. Like, I don't, violence. I don't promote violence. But let me tell you, defending yourself, look.
She promoted it tonight.
She promoted it tonight.
You do what you got to do because at the end of the day, it's you or them. And he had like 5 people up against him, and he was smart. He took a heavy thing. Let me tell you something. There's something called fear. We all know what fear is. And a person will leave you alone if they are scared enough. So they might be getting ready. I'm sure that there were more than how many people he killed in that little jail cell. I'm sure that there were more people that were going to attack him. But when they saw him throwing that weight around, it was like, never mind. Yeah. Like, he got it.
Yeah, I know he caught your whole attention with that scene.
Yeah, like, I saw you. He got it. I was like, get him. Like when I saw him tying that weight up, I was like, yes, sir. So we already know what's about to happen. Even if he do get killed, he going out like a champ. Like he not just gonna let them jump him. And that's exactly how it's supposed to be. You don't let nobody just take your life. Like, you better fight for your life.
Speaking of which, my favorite scene was when Reggie got a chance to showcase how bad he was at being a soldier.
Oh yeah, that was so cute.
I was like, Reggie, you better go ahead, bro. I was like, Reggie, you better go ahead.
At the camera, then he goes,
the Lord knows
I love that part.
He did it like I'm used to this. Yes, sir. Like, you just running laps and that's it.
Yeah.
But I also feel like however they designed it artistically, like even with color grading and making sure the color balances was there, highlighting certain colors to make those stand out to reflect a certain emotion. I feel like they did that also extremely well. This movie really surprised me.
It did. It surprised me too.
It surprised me.
I was like, it's about to be number 3. Will Smith. And because I don't follow Will Smith on social media, but I kind of see on and off like what he's going through and him, in my personal opinion, this is not a fact. This is just my personal opinion based on what I've seen on social media because I'm also an audience. I felt like he kind of is like, what's a good word for it? Like, kind of covering up like what he's going through with his situation at home, or what used to be his situation at home. His personality doesn't seem super genuine to me. Like, it seems like he's just coping. Which, honestly, if anybody's going through something, I feel like they'll have a moment where they're just coping, and it's like, I gotta continue, doing what I do on a daily basis, but at the same time, I really don't want to be here. I really don't want to do this video, but hi for the camera. But I will say, in the movie, I didn't see any of that. Like, but in my mind, on the way to go see the movie, I'm sitting here like, it's just gonna be like when he's acting, it's not gonna look as good as it used to look. But no, he really did his thing. Like, he definitely pulled me in with his acting in that movie. He definitely did. That was very good. Good job, Will Smith.
Even the minor characters did a great job, acting wise.
You said Minecraft?
The minor characters. I feel like every character played their part very well.
Who's the guy who he does like skits on Instagram and TikTok? The tall, dark skinned one that they showed in the movie. He does TikToks on Instagram, and
the one that came in, they were
like, he replays basically when people act like something is too hard and it's like simple.
He makes those faces like,
Kwame Baby or something like that. I
can't remember his name. But
I know who you're talking about. He's always one who does.
Yes.
Yeah.
That cameo was awesome.
I wish now I know it's like, okay, yeah, his time's gonna come, but like, I wish I would have saw a little bit more from him, because after seeing him, I'm just like, okay, come on, give us something else. Like, because I really do like him. He's a great actor.
He's really good.
Yeah.
It would have been a cameo. The fact he got something was great.
Yeah.
It
would have been like, how do we really?
Yeah, definitely.
Just maybe just like give him like 3 minutes of camera time. That's a lot though,
That's a lot.
When you talk about a movie, 3 minutes is a lot. Like, if somebody had a 3-minute conversation, I would walk out. Like, if you stayed on one scene, I'm saying, like, if you stayed on one scene and literally for 3 straight minutes, just the way movies work, for 3 straight minutes, a person is just having a conversation, I will have to just step out. Like, okay, no. Like that. Unless the conversation is super juicy. If it's super juicy and interesting, then maybe. It has to be juicy.
So I do appreciate the fact how they kept things consistent through all 4 of them, from Bad Boys 1 to this one now, especially how Martin's character, Will's character, how he's always telling Martin's character about what he's not supposed to be eating. And you're not supposed to have this, you're not supposed to have that. But that was consistent through all four of them. So they kept that up. And it was a whole lot of other parts too. They kept consistent with that, which that's very appreciative because then you can reflect on, hey, I remember seeing this in 1. Oh, I definitely remember seeing that in 2. Definitely saw it in 3, and then they showed it again in 4.
Yeah.
So that's very good as far as that's concerned. What do you guys feel like was the theme of the movie?
Mattie, go ahead. I'm still been thinking.
What do I think was the theme?
The theme, yeah.
I don't know. What was the theme of the movie?
That's what I'm asking you.
What do I think it was?
Yes.
Or the general message behind the movie.
Don't be a deadbeat. I'm kidding.
I mean,
Come
that
on.
was that much of the movie, Mattie.
Ride or die. Bad boys, ride or die.
I mean,
Okay.
touche. Kyle?
Just made it.
I feel like
I didn't mean to do it.
You did
For
make it
me.
up. You did.
for me, I would say, and plus this is like we just left the theater, so how I feel now may change.
Yeah.
After I let time to marinate and think about the movie, probably see it. I'm probably definitely gonna see it again. But right now, I would say the theme kind of feels like it's centered around the choices you make and how those choices affect you. Because it wasn't even just about Will's choices or Martin's choices. It was also about the late captain's choices and how that trickled down onto Will and Martin, and how they have to make choices to fix or solve the choice that he made, and how those choices affect everybody else around them. Like, that was also seemed like to be a highlighted subplot with Will, with Will / Mike, about his choices. You know, every time he makes choices when it comes to dealing with people, they always seem to get hurt, and how that has been constantly trickling down on him, and how that's also affecting other people. So I feel like the theme is centered around choices, but I have to see it again and give it some time. That might change, but that's what I think it's on.
Okay. So what are some of the takeaways you can take away from the movie? Like,
What did that movie teach you?
what did it teach you? So what can you see that something in the movie that you can add to your everyday life, basically?
From that movie?
That's
Nothing.
I mean, okay.
I didn't get and that's just me. Y'all might have gotten some takeaways, but I didn't learn anything that I needed to learn to apply to my life from that movie. That was just a good movie. It was exciting. It's fun to look at.
And definitely nothing wrong with that. Some movies just need to be just
it
fun
was
watch.
really just entertainment. Like, especially like because come on now, like the murder scene inside of the jail. Like, he wouldn't have got out like that. Ain't no transfer. Ain't no none of that. You getting another life sentence.
Yeah, but if you know people who know people who know people who know people, stuff can happen.
Especially if you hold value to whatever the case is. Your life will be spared.
But did that teach me anything? No, it did. It didn't teach me nothing.
Okay.
That's true.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Definitely.
It just got me excited.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bad Boys 5?
Bad Boys 5. I'm definitely willing to see it. I think it's going to be crispy.
It should go with that crispy.
I think it's going to be super crispy. Because, come on now. Martin was barely making it, and we saw that foundation.
But you still have to understand, though, from when they started off, they have to keep it with the consistency that they're aging.
Yeah.
So they're not going to be as,
exactly.
Resilient and, as fast or whatever as they were
have to let their kids take
the first 3.
And youthful.
They're going to have to, guess what they're going to have to do? They're going to have to clean Will Smith's son, they're going to clean his slate and make him a part of the FBI or Black Ops.
Well, who knows?
They might not.
Gotta let the kids or Grant.
They might not.
Look, Will Smith maybe, but Martin Lawrence saved Tom Cruise.
You going back to Tom Cruise? What?
Leave Tom out of this.
I'm just saying.
It's not even in the movie.
No.
Okay, I thought so.
Martin Lawrence. I mean, he looked like he been eating good. He looked like he been home, and he looked like he a homebody. Like he they got me out here again. That's what he looked like. He looked like he really a homebody, and he does he looks like because and not only that, you know, Martin hasn't really acted in that many more recent movies like Will Smith has and stuff. So Martin, he has not acted as much as recently. I'm not talking about like in the past because I know.
We're keeping it recent.
Yeah, because I know in the past like he did act in a lot of movies, but like I don't want to say modern because he is part of the modern time, but more modern, more recently, Will Smith acts more than Martin does, and so Martin, it seems like, and I don't know if this could or could not be true because I don't do research on Martin's life, honestly, but it looks like he got married, settled down, he had a lot of kids, and he just was taking care of home, using what he made, and he that's what he does. Acting is really not his thing anymore, but they kept saying, look, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, if you come and do a number 2, or if you come and do a number 3 and number 4, and he's just like, okay, fine, what I gotta do. And that's how his acting, it kind of looked like that in his acting. Yeah. So it's not a bad thing. It's not it's not like a bad thing. It's just, it doesn't look like acting is really his thing anymore. But he's still funny. He is an actor, and he's still funny because I think outside.
I mean, he's also a comedian. So.
Yeah, and I think outside of acting, I think he probably is a naturally just funny guy and stuff. But it looked like he don't really. And I mean, he's aging, so he don't really got it. You can really see that he don't really. And then the I think sometimes the camera quality is too good because I could see the foundation. And it could just be that I'm a girl. Did you see the foundation? You didn't see the foundation? I could see the foundation.
That's all right.
I was paying attention to depth. No, usually I do.
I will say I noticed it, but I noticed it enough to recognize, oh, okay, boy got some makeup on him. Yeah. But that's it. After I realized, okay, back to this movie. Let's go.
True. And it actually was like that for me. I focused on it a couple of times, but it wasn't for a long period of time. It was just dang, and I kind of really focused on it. Is that fake skin or is that foundation? Nah, that looks like foundation.
Watch him see this and be like, nah, that's my real skin. I got that natural products on. It made me just look that shiny.
Now look, Martin, you've been wearing makeup all your life. All your acting career, you've been wearing makeup and fake skin because you did Shawna, you did your mama, you did Big Mama's House. You ain't new to this. But it's all love.
It's all love.
It's all love. It's the podcast.
Y'all weak. I'm so weak.
Alright.
So you.
What was the question again?
What was your takeaway?
She went on a whole tangent, and I was invested in the tangent. I forgot.
You were very, very invested in the tangent. We're gonna come back to that. We're gonna come back to that. We're coming back to that.
Okay.
That's coming back. We're coming back. Your takeaway.
I'm thinking about the seats now.
See, she didn't say nothing.
And my drink.
Okay, see, you want to go and talk about the seats since we're there now?
No, I can give my takeaway.
Okay, and then we'll come back.
He's trying to figure out if you learned something. You didn't learn.
I mean, don't have to. Not even learning anything.
Well, you don't really have to learn anything. A takeaway could be something maybe you've already known, and that movie just confirmed it for you. That could be your takeaway, or it just could be just whatever resonated with you in that moment pretty well, or pretty much. So I guess I would just go back with the choices. Be mindful of the choices you make, and be alert to how that affects not only yourself but the people around you.
Okay.
I guess that would be my takeaway.
Okay, so since if what he just explained is what a takeaway is, because to me I thought that a takeaway meant that you learned something for yourself that you didn't understand before, but watching the movie like helps you better understand it.
It can.
It could. It
could.
Oh, okay.
Takeaway can mean different meanings.
And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, because sometimes people need
definitions.
I thought just the definition that I said was what a takeaway was, and that's it. And so, if that was the case, no, I didn't. But did certain stuff kind of resonate with me a little bit? Yeah, because I did mention about the visions.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, I'm gonna be coming from a more spiritual, perspective because I'm a Christian, obviously. But I will be coming from that perspective more than I'll be coming from whatever perspective he was coming from. Or because they didn't mention what type, if he's at least I didn't see the part. If there was a part where they mentioned where the visions were coming from or whatever, or the depth of his visions. But that is something that I could say resonated with me because, like I said, when I've had dreams before, it wasn't necessarily what actually happened in real life, but it kind of actually I have had dreams where what I dreamed about actually happened in real life. And so, but I usually have dreams where it's like a metaphor, of what's going to happen. So you just kind of gotta what I was taught was to pray and read my Bible to have better understanding of what I just dreamed about. And so that's what I do. But yeah, so that's good. So I could say that was something that resonated with me. And then I even like the quality of the way they did it. I like how it was black and then the guy standing there. I just thought there was something really cool about that. That was a nice portrait actually. If they took a picture of that would be a nice picture to go in the art museum. Yeah. So do that. If somebody hasn't done it yet, go ahead and do it. Go make some money.
And send it to her too.
Credit. So, what would you all rate the movie? 1 to 5. 1 being.
Are we before you continue?
Okay.
Let me ask this so I can have a clarified answer.
Okay.
Are we rating the movie itself, or are we rating the experience? Going to the movies, sitting down, all that deal. And I guess this is also another.
That's a good way.
That could be a 2-part.
Yeah.
So let's also make it a 3-part question.
Okay.
The third one is: are we also rating this movie
just answer the question
as a standalone movie, or as a continuation of the Bad Boy series?
Okay. We can do that.
Okay.
Yes.
Look at you trying to coordinate and facilitate.
So first part, the overall experience of going to the theater and watching the movie and watching it amongst each other and so forth. That experience first. What do you rate that as?
Always gonna be a 5 for me.
Okay.
Always 5. I'm a sucker for movies, so I'm a sucker for movies.
I was gonna say the same thing. I was gonna literally say 5.
Look, we here. Okay.
Y'all agree for once. Oh my God.
We're
Okay.
gonna talk about chairs. Okay,
We're coming back to the chairs. Okay. So how would you rate this one compared to 1, 2, and 3?
Compared to 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, what's the rating?
Okay, I can't say that it was better. If you're talking about quality, then yeah, the quality obviously is better. But acting wise, no, I think that the older versions are better. I think.
So out of 5.
Oh, so okay. Well,
The
you
one-
are we comparing and contrasting?
She just asked
out of 1 to 5, do you think how do you feel that it compares to?
By the way, you said 1 to 5. I thought it was on a scale of 1 to 10.
No,
A
where do you
1
get
to
1 to 10 from?
5.
Oh, never mind. No. So for my first answer, what we were agreeing on, we actually don't agree. I would give that like a 2. Experience.
A 2?
No, okay, I'll give it a 3. A 2 is a little bit too low, but I'll give it a 3.
I was about to say, come on now.
Yeah.
Come on now.
The experience of going and collectively going to the theater and watching the movie.
Not.
That
It
was my
wasn't.
first
No,
question.
because the point, like one of the points would be us going together as a group. I love that.
Okay.
And then the other point would be
No,
like,
that's number 2 question. Okay.
yeah. And then the other point would be like for like just the movie, like the movie itself, like being as good as it was, and the fact that I even came late and the movie was still as good. It's just super good. Like so.
Good question. Because of the fact you came late, when you came in and you sat down and you know took time to digest and process
The scene I came in on.
the scenes and the movie itself, did you feel like you was lost?
No, I didn't.
That's
That
a good
it did
That's
grasp.
a
It
good
grasped.
thing.
As soon as I came in, the scene that it was on grasped my attention immediately.
The reason why I asked that is because pacing is so crucial when it comes to storytelling. Pacing is very crucial. Nobody wants somebody to walk in and be like, I don't know what's going on. Nobody really wants that.
Yeah.
So as far as the movie itself goes, especially when it comes to how consistent the pacing goes, how it keeps us following along, it didn't stray off to cover so many subplots. It kept everything still. I feel like every scene served a purpose in that movie. I would give that. I would also give that a 4. I'll give that a 4.5 out of 5.
Okay. And I will say like the other side of it is it's also when you go to watch a movie, it's your intent when you come and watch the movie. So yeah, I might have had an expectation that this wasn't going to be that good of a movie, but I didn't treat it like that because what we were technically going there to do, we were just going there just to see the movie. We were actually going there because we were going to critique it. So I need to, since I'm coming in late, I need to go in there and pay attention to certain details. So when they said son, grab that, I held on to that. Okay, look for a son. And then when she was saying the thing about the son killing somebody that she loved, then I was just like, okay, so Will Smith has a son. Like literally, that scene that I walked in on like told me what was going on. Like Will Smith has a son that's in jail that he's trying to protect. That's being somebody's like making up stuff on him that he didn't do. That's what came to my mind. Eventually, I learned more that he actually is a criminal, but he just didn't do those crimes. But basically, and she is his boss, but she's also angry and emotional about something that his son did to one of her loved ones. Yeah. So that was pretty much like the movie. And I came in at a good point, and then I was just like, okay, so now from here on out, I'm just watching the movie. Maybe I might have, at the beginning, I might have missed his son committing a crime or them arresting him or them. But I could assume basically based on that scene right there, the office scene, I could assume what happened before that scene. Because they did a good job on that scene, just kind of laying it all
pretty much laying out the foundation of this. This is the story we're telling. This is the context you need. Let the actors fill in the rest. And that was
was that like the middle of the movie, kind of?
I would kind of gauge it more like the rise in action of it.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say it's almost like when you write a summary, and it's like you have the intro, and then you have like the intro paragraph, and then you have like the body. And I feel like I came in at the beginning of the body. Like
I feel like you came at the beginning of the elevated part of it. I feel like the intro, like you skipped the intro, and then right when it gets to okay, now let's start telling the story. That's where you came in.
The meat and the potatoes of the story.
The body.
Yes.
Whatever.
That's what she was saying.
Whatever.
I'm just saying.
It's late.
I have to side with her this time.
It's late. We all need to go to bed.
Okay. And the third one, I'm honestly, it's gone. I might hate the third part was, but that's okay. We've accomplished the two.
And being with you guys was a good part of the experience. Like it having a 3 has nothing to do with coming with you guys. It's something to do. Don't talk about cheers.
Just
Okay, come on.
Just talk about it.
Let's
Just
talk about the
it.
chairs. Because you gotta talk. Okay, come on. Let's talk about the
What's
chairs.
the question about the chairs? Did you have a question about the chairs?
No, we don't have a question about
just
chairs.
talk about
go.
the chairs.
Okay.
Just rip the chairs
So let
apart.
me say something. First of all,
Rip the chairs apart.
why is the chair spitting at us? Like, what is the definition of 4D? Like, okay, we have. Is there such thing as 1D? Is there ever such thing as one dimension? There has to be something.
In terms of science.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Well, TV. What's the first thing? What is the first thing?
2-dimensional.
2-dimensional.
Yes.
Okay, so boom. So we have 2-dimensional, which is what we grew up on, and then we had 3D, which was like the glasses thing. We're like, we were so excited about it because stuff was
3D was adding depth.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was like stuff was flying out at us, and we were like, yeah, amazing. And when you didn't think you could get better than that, then we had IMAX, where don't IMAX do the whole like, it kind of like does a little bit of tugging.
A little bit, yeah.
Just a little bit.
You vibrate a little bit. You have wind coming outside of the surround sound and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But then we have Extreme, which I don't think Extreme is really. I'm never paying for Extreme again. With all these other 3Ds and 4Ds, I'm never paying for it. In IMAX, there's no point. But then 4D, I'm thinking like, 4D is probably a better camera quality. Like no, like they want you to feel the movie. They want you to literally be in the movie, and I don't want to be in the movie. Like I like when the movie pops out at you a little bit. I like to. It's okay with the little vibration. It's kind of fun, more fun for kids. But come on now, it was popcorn flying. It was popcorn flying in the air. It almost threw me out my seat. Like then I saw this water button. And I'm just like, you can turn the water on or off. And I'm just like, okay, water. I'm sitting here trying to figure it out. Like, is it something where, like, somebody will come and bring me a cup of water?
I was thinking that.
That was a thought process.
No, it
really.
literally is what if I have electronics in my hand or something that's like just like my hair, y'all, like.
Your experience would have
it
been
doesn't-
totally different from everyone else.
Yeah,
it
it doesn't stay like this. So, like, humidity will mess this up. But you got water spitting out at you. Like on the boat scene, and then a few other scenes. Like even the alcohol scene, I think the water was spraying out.
All of the shootout scenes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and then you have air blowing in your neck. Like somebody trying to whisper in your ear. So I'm like, come on now. That was a little bit too much for me.
Yeah, them chairs.
I didn't need that. I was on my seat like this.
Them chairs was a little bit too wild. Nah, from an interactive perspective, that was my first time ever experiencing that.
Yeah.
It was kind of fun. Hold on, like that.
They have to have modes for that scene. They had us on.
Did you?
They had us on earthquake mode.
Bro, like okay, so the chairs are they're cool.
You don't have
Like
to.
it was cool in concept, but I feel like the execution they kind of fell short of. And plus, when it comes to the sake of the movie, and I'm gonna let my point really quickly before I go too in depth and start another tangent. I can see in a way it's supposed to elevate what's going on in the scene, but there were a lot of times where it got misplaced and it really just threw me off and got me distracted, and it took me out of the film.
So now that we went through all of that, the emotions and how you all felt about the movie and the plot and so forth, What are your, and of course the seats, definitely. Can't forget about the seats.
Like you said, intercourse.
And of course, and of course, the seats.
Sorry.
So, what are your final thoughts? What are your final thoughts of the movie?
You go first, Kyle.
My final thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
It was enjoyable. I enjoyed it. Very fun watch. A little bit of predictability, but I don't really care as long as the story made sense and I was still able to be engaged throughout it.
Mm-hmm.
So fun. The character choices were great. The camera shots and camera angles was fantastic. The color was good. The story was nice and concise. It didn't step off of the main plot a lot for me to be taken away. Yeah, overall, it was a great movie, and I'm definitely going to go back and see it again.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Mattie?
I'm seeing colors. But my final thoughts on this movie would be, I feel like I've said everything that I felt about the movie. Honestly, it was just a great movie. It really was. It was a good movie. It was, and I'm surprised. I'm surprised that I actually enjoyed it.
Would you see it again?
Yeah, I would definitely watch it again, especially the fact that I didn't see the beginning part. What did I miss? I missed like 30 minutes of it, right?
Yeah, you missed 30 minutes.
Yeah. So I would like to go. Maybe my perspective will change on some things if I saw it from the very beginning.
Mm-hmm.
But as of right now, so far, it was a good movie. And
let's just not get one with rocking seats.
yes, no rocking seats
and no spraying water mist.
No. Let's do
not do
IMAX.
that.
IMAX is so much better, or 3D if they have 3D. If they have a 3D version of it, I'll do 3D. I like the glasses. I like stuff flying out. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Who came up with that? I'm trying to figure out who was the smart person. That has nothing to do with what we're talking about. But who was the smart individual that knew how to figure out the human eyeball and create a glass, and they just knew that blue and red on two different eyes would make things pop out at you. I think that's amazing.
Yeah.
If someone can invent something like that, there's so many other things that haven't even been discovered that we could invent. So believe in yourself. That's my final thought.
I think it's Grammy Ferguson, Roman Croyder, Robert Kerr, and William C. Shaw.
Okay.
They were the inventors of the IMAX.
Oh.
So shout out to y'all.
Shout out
to
definitely.
y'all.
Yeah.
And please excuse me if I mispronounce your name. I just now learned it.
Yeah, don't charge it to his head, please.
Please.
Thank you.
And plus his name. Charge me that too.
Well, guys, I think that's all I have as far as questions and so forth for the review of Bad Boys Ride or Die.
Go see that. Go see that. And please go to the theater. It's definitely a really good experience. Go to the theater and enjoy yourself. Honestly, you can take anybody with you to see that movie. Family, friends. You can take anybody.
Yeah.
Don't take a child. Don't take like an infant or a toddler.
No. Composer.
Go to bed.
I was giving y'all background music because it was ending.
Well,
you know how you have like the conversation when it's like ending?
Yeah, but are we getting a zoom out shot? Are we getting a zoom out shot as that background music goes?
Possibly.
Are we getting that right now? At the mom? Are we getting that? Okay.
It's enough. So
go to bed.
We want to thank you guys for joining us for our podcast, Visually Speaking. Stay tuned. We have a lot more for you guys. So again, thank you. Y'all have a good night. This is Shawna.
Kyle.
And
Mattie J.
bye.